Well, I certainly didn't think we'd be back on Timbergold Trails so soon, but the Pumas were released into the Hunter Classic today, so we're back out here, and we're gonna hunt around and see if we can find any. So I looked at the leaderboards to see where some of them were being taken just to get an idea, and they're more spread out across this map than I would have expected. There definitely are some up in the mountains as well, but this particular lake actually had, I think, the top two, so my plan is we're gonna kind of follow the river up to there. I think we'll hunt all the way around it just because it does seem to be such a good spot. Then we'll fast travel up to the mountains, and I think we're gonna actually work our way south. It didn't seem like there were many kills like up further north than that, and we'll kind of see what that does for us. I'm excited to see what they look like, how they behave. We do have a tripod with us, so we can kind of get set up and potentially see them better. We have the e-collar, which does have a puma attachment now. Of course, there's a buck calling, and we're gonna probably try to ignore that. But we also have the puma scent, so hopefully that's got us set up in a position to get a bunch of them, and we'll see how this goes. Well, that little walk was a bit of a disappointment. Not so much as a single puma track or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and fast travel up into the mountains and maybe see if they're gonna treat us any better. Hopefully they do. I really thought we'd see something at least out of that spot. Jeez. Okay. Found one. That was very loud. I don't know what to do. We can't set up a tripod. We'll spook it being that close. I hope we got prone in time, because the animals can call and then immediately spook when you fast travel. I've had it before. There's just nowhere we can see well. Maybe if we just crawl to the edge here? So the other thing is, we're level 1 tracking these things, obviously, and that means the little icon on the hunter mate is not necessarily 100% accurate as to where the call came from. I know it was close, and I know it was in that general direction. That was a sound I've never heard before. I don't know if that's like a sort of unidentifiable call from them. I was really hoping we might be able to see something just from here. Don't see anything immediately. Again, it's so hard to say whether it's actually even still around, but maybe. We'll wait just a minute. It's still here. I was gonna say we'll wait just a minute and then set up our e-collar. I'm hoping it's gonna walk out on its own because you have to crouch to set it up, and we're just so close here. I'm kind of afraid to even do that at this point. We were just on this map yesterday, and I've heard two sounds now that I'm pretty confident I've never heard on Timbergold before, and they were kind of off in the distance, so we're gonna at least try just setting up and calling him in, because I don't know where he's at. I cannot see him, and it didn't seem like putting a scent out did anything whatsoever, so once we can get far enough away from the tripod to place this, we're gonna just kind of get it out here somewhere right in front of us where we can see. Unfortunately, that track there is a bighorn track, so that's not gonna help us. But hopefully he somehow walks into view, because to fast travel that close to one and not even get eyes on him is insane. Man, it's all the way out there now. We could almost probably see that though. Hold on. We are going to mark that. I think it was around that line. Yeah. Now, very quickly but carefully, forget about the call. We can see that bighorn. The bighorn's farther away. I'm hoping we can get eyes on the puma. Did we call it in and spook it actually? Oh. It was literally bedded there. Okay. None of those tracks are fresh. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's on that downslope, and that might make it a little more difficult to actually see it. It may actually be too far away for the call to do anything for it, and I'm not even sure the range on scent. There's a bighorn out there, but no sign of the puma. This is, for one animal, probably the longest I've ever spent just trying to get eyes on it. I'm pretty sure I can actually see him. He's just behind that brush over there. I cannot believe how long it's taken just to get eyes on one of these guys. Kind of looks like it has a decent sized head on it. It is a male, and before anything catastrophic happens, we're gonna find ourselves a spot where we got a good clear shot, which this might be good enough here. Let's see. I think we hit him. He's just standing there. I don't know if we caught him in the spine. That was weird. Got him down anyway. What a weird way. We're over an hour in just to kill one puma. What a weird way to finally get our first one. I'm curious what actually happened on that initial shot. I would have taken a quicker follow-up, but I thought I could see like a bullet wound behind the shoulder. But anyway, I went to where we heard a second call from, and there were fleeing tracks, so whether it was like that attempt to get there quickly or whatever happened spooked him. And if not for the fact that he seems to have like a pretty red coat, which I think there are several fur types for these, I'm not sure I would have seen him standing over there. So we lucked out, but finally got one. That was apparently a body hit. By the way, that is definitely the same one that we initially had called there. And finally, we're walking up on a puma, which is 94 kg, shoulder blade and then spine 3 actually, 15.581 with a 164 CSS, so they max, it seems, around 16. That's a dark red fur type. That's a pretty big one. As far as I know, that should be maybe not leaderboards, depending on how common it is for them to top 15, but 15.9 is basically top in leaderboards. Actually, we don't need to do that because there are trophy shop poses. We'll get something set up here. It's not necessarily the best place, but I'm just happy that we got one on the ground. And after such a long track, I had to wait until the sun came back out for our trophy shot. That actually doesn't look too bad. I like this trophy shot pose, and I think we are going to just be happy with that. Definitely going to taxonomize. I'm curious where they can go in the trophy lodge. I'm guessing maybe the same platforms like coyotes, red fox, feral goat, that kind of thing. But almost 4,400 meters traveled, an hour and whatever I said, 10 minutes roughly, and we got one down. So I'm not sure if we're going to manage to do much better. We might be able to get a few more if we're lucky, but maybe now that we got one, we can start to do a little better. And we actually got to go back and pick up our equipment first, so we'll do that, and then we'll head off. That would be a really solid elk if he didn't have the short G3s, but he's missing anywhere from like 20 to 30 inches of that, so that's going to keep him well shy of 400. But this has been rough as far as trying to find pumas. There's just been no sign of anything since the last one. And what I wanted to do was actually go down into the southwest, because I think, yeah, right down by this mountain somewhere, I saw on the leaderboard somebody got one there. And I'm kind of thinking from what I've seen across the leaderboards, anywhere where there is like a bit of like more elevated mountains, there could be mountain lions or pumas spawning down there. So we're going to try that, and there's another area a little bit east of that we're going to go to. But I was getting down here close enough, and this guy showed up, so I thought we'd take him. And he is 374. I have zero doubts that if he had the full length of those G3s, he'd be right around 400, and he only has 2 back tines. I knew he had a nice looking frame. That's a pretty nice little bonus. But yeah, we'll fast travel down here and see if maybe we can run into another one. I really hope we can find this one. Apparently we spooked a puma at some point here, and I did actually start another game, because we went down there in the south, and there was just no sign of anything, as there's been for the majority of this hunt. But I thought starting a fresh game would maybe improve our odds, and at least we have some fleeting tracks. So hopefully either we can get eyes on it like we did with the previous one, or maybe we spooked it long enough ago that it's going to end up calling to us. But just the area that it's running into, I don't love that. It's a lot thicker down there than it was where we got the last one, and we struggled to get eyes on the last one. So we'll see how this goes, but at least we know we're somewhere near one. He just called right in front of us, and it's actually getting to the point I've been tracking this guy, I'm not sure how long, and I had to start editing, so I've basically been crawling along trying to keep up with him, and we finally just had that call. If what the hunter mate shows is correct, he's within like 75 meters. He might just be like behind that brush, maybe right in there. We're kind of in the same position as earlier. We're so close. I don't want to set up a collar, and I don't know how that, of all things, is what ends up happening. I think at some point they'd end up being visible from farther away. That sound is so loud. Where is he hiding, though? That sounded a little further right than what the hunter mate kind of showed. I mean, if he spooks, even then, we should see him. It's that open. But yet, I don't see any puma. That's a spooky sound to hear when nothing is visible. Now that actually didn't sound as far to the right to me. It sounded more like straight ahead of us, which actually isn't the best, because there's more brush there. I wanted to crawl to this edge. Once we can see up to our right a bit, we'll be able to kind of rule that out as where he's sort of just hanging out. Oh, he's right there. Don't know if we spooked him or if he's just trotting around. I don't really care at this point. Well, he stopped. That's actually a female, but either way, I think we're just taking that shot. That is unreal how long it's taken to get 2 pumas, but I think that's going to be the normal common color, and it's good to actually get to see one of those. But I can't even wrap my head around what it's taken just to get the 2 that we got. They're pretty decent size. It's not like, you know, they're really hidden by every single little obstacle, but they've managed to stay out of our view. This one's only 39 kg and a solid 12.2 there. Shot it actually into the neck bone, so that was a solid clean kill. Anyway, it has certainly been long enough since I've been crawling along tracking that, so we can fast travel and go and take a look at our other one. And for the second time in 2 days, we're here in the Trophy Lodge, but this time we're looking at a dark red 15.581 Puma. I'm pretty happy with that. The fact that we only got 2, the fact that one is good sized is definitely nice. And actually, ooh, I like that they included that pose. There's 2 spots that we could put it in this lodge, and I think that's probably the best of the 2. Their eyes are a little bit big, I feel like. Other than that, though, I like their models. But anyway, the other spot we could do it is just like right here. And I don't think just jumping into the open there makes as much sense. I like that kind of jumping out from behind it. But that's really nice. It was nice to get a second one as well, by the way. I mean, for several hours of this, at least we got 2. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually kind of learning more about them and hopefully getting some spots figured out and maybe some better strategies than crawling around and hoping, because that's what it took. But pretty cool. Pretty cool first hunt, and we got a pretty solid one. I'd like to see if that's on the leaderboards, but I know it's not going to stay being a decent amount below the absolute max for predators. Pretty much, you got to be right up there towards the top. But I think that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.